All right, over the weekend, protests continued in cities such as D.C., New York, Berkeley, California, and Philly, where protesters came out in droves to support putting an end to excessive force and police brutality. Some people are upset because some protesters turned into looters and turned into rioters. But I think it's important that we distinguish between protesters, peaceful protesters, and looters. These are not the same people. Sort of like you may be a door-to-door candle salesman, and then there may be people who break into the house and steal. These are not the same people, though we both may go door to door. This is the type of journalism, sloppy journalism, and I don't even think you can really call that shit journalism. They did the same thing in Ferguson when you should be applauding peaceful protests. Instead, they focused their coverage on what? The pockets of violators of the law, people breaking the law and trying to break into a fucking auto zone. I think it'll be a little bit harder to do that this time because now we have a more diverse coalition of colorful people. And we all know it's a little bit harder to call Susie from Nebraska a fucking thug. But some will try. Look, my problem is this, and it's pretty simple. Who came up with the idea that we should have prosecutors who work every day with the police officers be the same people that try to get indictments for those police officers? That's like me owning an auto repair shop and me telling you that the guy who does our brakes is stealing from you. I mean, I could do it, but come on. That's my dog. That's our justice system. And that's why it's flawed. And that's why when people say shit to me like, Tim Black, you heard the grand jury decision, won't you just accept it? I tell them to go fuck themselves because they don't understand the interconnection, the entangled perspectives of the prosecutors and the law enforcement officers that they are trying to indict. We need to understand this. That's why it's so hard to get an indictment on police officers. It's not because police officers are infallible and the evidence is so highly in their favor. It's because the prosecutors love them. They work together. They're buddies, they're friends, they're colleagues, they're co-workers. I mean, come on. How much fucking sense does that make? You have prosecutors that work on a daily basis with the officers that they're trying to indict, and you expect them to be all in? Come on. How hard would you work to convict your cousin? Not very hard. And the same thing goes for the judges. Why not bring in outside judges? These judges see the same prosecutors and officers all week, and now you want them to throw the book at the guy that they've known for 10 or 20 years. That's why I say it's not just a racial issue. It's more to it than that. It's a structural breakdown in procedure. It lacks integrity. Now, the average person who now hears it makes sense. They go, yeah, this makes sense why the system's screwed up. But no one tells it to him like that so that he can understand why it's screwed up. It's screwed up because people have an interest in it being screwed up. It's screwed up because people have a horse in the game. They got skin in the game. The same guy you had drinks with, you don't want to throw the book at him. So, while we're out there marching and out there protesting, make sure our demands are specific. What do we want? We don't just want racial equality. What the hell is that? We want, when you want to indict an officer, we want an outside prosecutor from a state over who doesn't know those officers, who's never worked with them. We want a judge from a different bench. We don't want the judge that knows that officer, who's been working together for 10 years, 2-3 decades. We want people fresh. That's the way you install integrity and confidence in the legal process. Or you can keep doing what you've been doing, which is lying to us.